Hello, so welcome back. In this session I'm going to work on UV mapping the costume. So I'll start with the garment at the top. So we'll go and do the same thing. Planar mapping, it was already set to Z, so I don't have to go back and change the settings. Maya keeps a record of the previous settings. In fact, whilst we're on this, we could just do the same thing with the trousers. With the shoes, what I recommend you to do, if you've got the shoes, you can just UV map one of them, and if both share the same topology, you can transfer the attributes later on. That's through this method. So you can select the UV mapped shoes and then select the other one. You can then go to mesh, transfer attributes, option box, component, and apply. If that doesn't work, you can use UV, but component tends to work. So anyway, we'll come back to that later on. So now that we've got planar mapping on this guy and on this guy, what I'll do, I'll just go put this aside, and I'm going to isolate it again using the 3D cut and sew tool, but we can just do some work. But before that, I want to set the symmetry as well. So let's see. For some reason symmetry didn't work, so I'll do it again. That's it. Let's go. Oops. So that's been separated, and then I'll separate the middle part. That's cool. And then we'll find the seam for the arms. I think that's it. And then we'll go right click, component, UV shell, and then we press the D key. Again, component, UV shell, select it all, press the D key, and that's it. It has done it for us. Object mode, and we can just rearrange these. Again, if you're aiming to paint this in Substance Painter, you can multi-tile these things, have everything all in one place. You can have the costume in here, the head in here, the rest of the body in there, and so on and so forth. But for now, we're just going to give each item its own UV atlas. It's not advised for games, but for the work that we do, I guess, for the short films and filmmaking, we can use this methodology. That's it. Going back to the trousers. Do that, and we can also check the integrity to see if it's if there are issues with compression. Stretching, and also if you see a bit of a, you can continue unfolding this, but if you could turn on your check the texture, and if you see stretching going on, let me see, just make it, yeah, so this could be better. It is okay for a costume, but you could see that we could improve this better. So you can do two things. One, you could go and unfold it further, or we can help the software a bit. In this case, we could go back here and maybe maybe we could just separate both sides. Like so. This seems to be better now. It's all white, as you can see. Just going to turn this on. Yeah, it's a bit better. The checkered boxes are more straight and equal and nice. So what I will do, I'll rotate this one. That's the right leg, 90 degrees this way, and then this is the left one. Now to gain more UV space, we could line them up this way, and but assuming that we're going to paint it in Photoshop, perhaps it would be good to have it like this. You can try and choose to, depending on how you're going to paint this and depending on the texture you're going to go for, you can try and choose to attach these parts. So you can do this. So you could have it this way as well. Yeah, so that's that one. And it will generate history, so we can delete the history. Moving on to shoes. This part I'm just gonna do this. The rest is straightforward. Each individual item. Actually, we could do this one first, so I can show you how you can transfer attributes between meshes. So if I go select them all, and go to UV, and this one I could do a camera based one. That's it. And then I'll pick one of them. The ones that share the topology, the same topology, we can transfer the attributes. So with this guy, I'm just going to click on this tool, and I'll just double click. So we sliced it into two, and then I'll go UV shell. We select them both. Press the D key. Here we go. So it's all nice. And then what I will do, I'll select this guy, and the next one I'll go to mesh. First of all, let's delete the history, and then I'll go to mesh, transfer attributes option box. Whilst the UV editor is open. So this was UV, the one that was UV'd, this one isn't. So I'm just going to select this and that, and click on component. Okay, so that means these two are not the same. So let me see. This is as a different topology. So I'll select this one and that one. Here we go. Component works. So this one and that one, they share the same topology. I'll do the same with the others. There we go. So these two don't share the topologies, and these two, they do. So the meshes at the top they're the same mesh duplicated, I think. Yeah, the other ones aren't. So I have to UV map these as well, and then transfer the attributes. So that's how you transfer the attributes. So if I just select these ones that we've already done, we could then select them all. We could go to modify layout, so let Maya to lay them out for us. Again, I'll UV map this guy, and then I'll make sure these ones, they share the same UV. So anyway, going to the shoe, I've already UV mapped it, but I'll show you how you would do it. Camera based, something like this. Here we go. Again, depending on how we're going to paint this, so I'm going to separate the base first. And this one, I think we should be good to go. And then press the D key, so that's what we get. Okay, so the leather part has been separated, the sole has been separated. We want to make sure that to retain the same consistent quality, whatever textile density this has, all the other parts of the shoe will have the same one, regardless of being in the same UV atlas or separate. We want to make sure that's consistent. So this one has been UV mapped. That was easy. And then the way I do it, for me, is if I UV mapped everything on one item like this, I tend to kind of wrap it up, finish it, and duplicate it to the other side. For me, that's kind of easy. So these guys again are easy. Camera mapping, cutting through these loops and unfolding them. Let me just see. Yeah, so we've got that. This one, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that's kind of how you do it. And once everything is done, you delete the history. You make sure that the whole character with its costume is grouped nicely. There are no history, so that we can start the next stage, which is kind of texturing, either in Photoshop or in Mudbox or a relevant software such as Substance. So anyway, thank you for watching this part.